Hello YouTube. Alright, today we're going to talk about water storage. I have a whole solar system going here. It's off-grid, and I've got power, and I got a battery bank and everything, so if the power goes out, I got power. I use the power in my house daily. So I started thinking, well, it's a good idea to have water storage, because for some reason, let's say you have a natural disaster, earthquake, whatever. I went through an earthquake here before. We didn't have water for a week and a half. We're scrambling to the store. We're trying to get water. They're shipping it in, and you got to wait in lines, and you get a case of water, and you go every day. So I started thinking, well, if I have the power, it's a good idea to have water storage. So what I did here is I built this on the side of the house. So this side of my house is the shaded side of my house, and it only gets sun for about an hour a day. But I went ahead and built this enclosure so that the sun doesn't get on the barrels, they stay cooler, everything else. What I did is I got 55-gallon drums, $20 a piece, so I spent $100 on that. I've got the pump that goes with it, the bung wrench, everything. So for about 150 bucks, you can do this. So let me show you real quick what I got going on here. And it's just a pretty good idea to do that. I have this not secured down yet. So if you look in here, I have 55-gallon barrels. And over here I have my barrel opener. It's a bung wrench that opens it up. It's potable water. So I got these used for 20 bucks a barrel. They had maple syrup in them. Cleaned them all out. This is where my pump will go in. I bought a pump that goes in and I can pump it out. So I have 5 of these barrels going all the way down inside of here. So I have 275 gallons of drinking water right here that I can use, which is perfect for, if anything, it's a 3-month supply for me basically. And then on top of this, I also have the RV. So my RV here holds 75 gallons. So now I'm up to 350 gallons of drinking water for emergencies or anything else that comes up. And when you fill these up, once I cleaned them out with bleach and water. So when I got these, I took them, emptied them out. They were already cleaned out when I got them, but make sure you get the food grade. And then what I did is I put some bleach in about 2 gallons of water, rolled them around the yard, shook them all up, let it in there for about a few hours, emptied it out. Then I put detergent, which I have down here. I went and bought some of this Dawn, the 3 times stronger. Make sure you don't get the scented kind. This is an unscented, regular kind. Then I put water in that, and then I rolled that around the yard, shook it up real well, and got the soap, then rinsed it all out, cleaned it out. The barrels came out perfectly fine. When you're going to fill your barrels, make sure you don't use your garden hose. You go get an RV hose from Walmart or whatever. I have a spigot that's right here. Use this, because if you use a regular garden hose, the water is going to taste like plastic. And you're not going to get that out of it. And you're going to have this plastic taste in your water, and it's not going to do good. This RV hose is a specific water hose. It's not going to give you any kind of a taste, so you're going to get clean water. When I filled them up, what I did is I filled them up with this, and then I added about 1/8 of a cup of bleach to each barrel, just to keep it, so the water will last longer. And this water here, it'll last for years and years and years. So probably about every 2 years or so, I'll go ahead and change the water out of them. But it's just something good to have. I have power and everything else, and people don't think about it. And it's not really, this is dead space in my yard. So I went ahead and set this up here just to have drinking water. So if anything happens, we lose power, we lose the water, we have a natural disaster, for me and my family, whatever, I'm good. I'm good for like 3 months. So it's cheap. You can build it. I spent more money building the stupid enclosure because I built it all heavy duty. I built it all out of 2x4s. So everything's off the ground. I mean, this thing is solid because I was putting a lot of weight on it. But it's just something to think about if you're out there looking at it and everything. And I wasn't thinking before, and I went through it, and now sitting around doing my solar, I figured out, you know what? It's just a good idea to have stored drinking water. Now, if you were to go out and buy 1-gallon jugs of water, you need 275 1-gallon jugs of water. Then you got to store that somewhere, and then it doesn't last that long, the plastic and everything else. So this is probably the best way to go, and keep some bottled waters and everything else. Also with this system, what I have the big Berkey filter system. It sits on your counter, has the 2 black filters in it. So then I can filter this water through that and purify it even more. If there was an issue with this water, I can still purify it again through the big Berkey. So this is just something to think about. And if you haven't, I'm in a suburb area, I'm not out in a ranch or anything else like that. This is a pretty good idea, and you can do this for cheap. You can do 2 barrels, you can do 3 barrels. I did 5, just so what the heck, this is the space I had to do 5 barrels. So it's just something out there for people to think about, that it's probably a good idea to go ahead and store it so you're prepared for something. If you never need it, who cares? You spend $150, sits on the side of your house. Every couple of years you just drain it out and put it in there. If you never need it, it's no big deal. It's just kind of like homeowners insurance, is the way I look at it. It's homeowners insurance, and then not spending thousands of dollars to do it. It's took me 2 days to clean out the barrels and build this enclosure and put it in here, and then I'll button up the top part of it, and I'm good. I'm perfectly fine. So it's an easy thing, and it's something to think about that goes pretty good, and it's an easy way to store water. All right.